Hello everyone and welcome to this reading. It's our new moon reading. It's the first reading for the new year of the fire horse, and I'm excited to get into this beautiful reading with you guys on this new year week, and lots of things are happening this week, so I'm using this opportunity to do a new moon reading for you guys that you can enjoy, along with the launch of my spirit animal guide art journey, which is celebrating the horse for 2026. So as I get my tongue untwisted, let's get this flame of hope and peace and love and harmony for 2026 going. And there we have it. May all beings benefit. Right, let's put the wand aside. So for today's reading, I brought two decks forward. The first deck is that of Diana Cooper, the unicorn cards. I just felt, seeing that we're embracing the year of the horse, that this unicorn energy will do just fine for this new moon reading. I also have my numerology guidance book here, because there are some numbers that's going to come up. And then I also have the beautiful deck here of Saundra Houchin-Criddle, and this is her meditation and symbol inspiration deck, and I'm going to do a reading or a draw from that deck for us as well, just to sort of open up this field of communication that we are creating here on my altar, and I'm so excited to get into it. So without further ado, I'm calling on the horse spirit animal guide and the unicorns to come and communicate with us and share with us the energies around this new moon that we are experiencing here in February 2026, and as we step out of the year of the wood snake and into the energy of the fire horse. Now, the fire horse energy is a triple fire elemental energy, because 2026 is the first year of the sort of next decade. So number one is a fiery energy. The horse by itself is a fiery energy, and it's the element of fire. So there's a lot of transformational fire running around this year. So let's see what the unicorns have in store for us. I like to just split the deck, and where it drops away, that's where I feel this conversation is starting. So I'm going to do 3 cards, and usually I look at the first card as the immediate past, the second card the immediate now, and then the third card the immediate future. So everything surrounding this week, and then we can draw that message up into a higher note, overlooking sort of the energy of the year of 2026. So let's see what this new moon brings for us. Beautiful. Thank you, unicorns. The first card is the card of hope, and the message that this unicorn brings us is look with new eyes and create the change that awaits you. That is absolutely beautiful. This image is so stunning. I'm just intuitively looking at all of the symbology that is on this card. We've got a rainbow that is coming out of a fresh storm. The storm is clearing, and for me this rainbow is the sign of hope. It is a message that there is a future, there is a step forward. A storm that we've been going through is passing, and with that comes the blessings of new growth. There's beautiful spring flowers around, and there's also stunning butterflies, which is always for me a symbol of personal transformation and change. And then we also have a beautiful horse's shoe, which really just connects here with the year of the horse beautifully. It's also a very lucky amulet. So I'm speaking luck and hope and new beginnings for us in 2026. There is also an eagle soaring very high, giving us a higher perspective. And I think this is where I'm going to dive into what the author meant with this beautiful card. This card of hope. The unicorns are offering you hope and inspiration. They are waiting to touch you with promise and joy. So expect happy changes to come into your life. I look for rainbows ahead is the affirmation. I really like that. We need to sort of go within and make sure that what we expect from our future is aligned with our goals and our intentions. Because so many times I've learned recently that we can be, in survival mode, and we can stay in survival mode, especially if you've been in survival mode for very long. And if you've been in survival mode for very long, then it might feel like your new normal. Just wanted to bless us here with a little bit of beautiful incense power. So I want you to just to scan your body and recognize if you are in survival mode somewhere, and maybe that created an expectation in your spirit and in your heart, and through that expectation you become magnetic and you begin to pull those experiences into your life. So I want you to stop bracing yourself. It's not necessary to brace yourself for the future. I know also as adults, we've experienced so many things in our lives. If you've been through traumatic experiences, you've been through difficult seasons like that in your life, and I think 2025 was a particularly challenging season. It can become so easy for us to paint with our imagination all kinds of catastrophes and negative outcomes. That is not necessary, because in doing that you are literally adding your energy to that possible future and attracting that timeline into your experience, and it's not necessary. So don't look so much at what the world is showing you. Go within and find your message of hope, of peace, of joy, of creativity, abundance, and a new future. Yes, things don't look very rosy at the moment, especially if you put on the news. I mean, heavens help us. But honestly, we cannot linger there. I refuse to contaminate my spirit with a world perspective that's being broadcast and you're being forced to watch and you're being forced to form an opinion about it. I want to encourage you this year, if you find it difficult to watch the news and to watch social media and to see the world go up in flames, literally, to not buy into that so much, and to try to keep more of a neutral tone in your emotions rather than getting flared up with anger or hate or frustration or whatever high frequency emotion. I'm talking about the dualistic experience here, because both of them are going to cause instability. Our stability lies in the middle, the golden middle that Buddha always talked about. That is where we neutralize these timelines and we ground it into a beautiful neutrality, so that we can have new perspective, clarity and presence, and to respond from within with wisdom and to create the future that we want. So let's lean into that hope. I also want to just look at this number 5 that is on this card, because the number 5 is also a very powerful number and it speaks of change. The number 5 indicates a time of expected and unexpected change, when anything can happen, and usually does. By drawing this number, you are being encouraged to think of your life as an adventure in which exciting opportunities could appear at any moment. Rather than fearing the unfamiliar or the unknown, you are urged to embrace expansion, movement, and change. It is time to go with the flow, that is my word for the year, and open yourself to opportunities that will improve your quality of life. Anything is possible and the wheels are set in motion, so be sure to play your part by moving closer to your dreams. You may be called upon to make changes in your mindset, relationships, residence, lifestyle or career. Whatever a shift is needed, wherever a shift is needed, to serve your greater good, it is time to broaden your horizons and to re-spark your passion for life. Let's get an open window. So here's a beautiful affirmation that you can write down for yourself. Maybe place your hand over your heart and repeat after me. I accept and surrender to the changes that improve my quality of life. That is absolutely stunning. I love all of this information that is coming to us. Right, let's look at the second card here, and this is card number 42, which if you add it up gives us the number 6. This is the King of Unicorns, the Pegasus, and it is saying you are blessed with majesty, vision and power. And again, we're standing on top of a mountain here and we are seeing new horizons coming forward. And again, the eagle is flying here, giving us a higher perspective of our life. I really believe that if we look at sort of what happened recently, the year of the snake is a yin year, meaning there are sort of, I don't want to use the word lower, but it is more of a feminine, internal change, transformation, shedding of skin. And the year of the horse is a yang year with the fiery energy. So there's again another fire element. So it's a positive year. It offers us lots of opportunity for forward momentum and movement. And the King of Unicorns is announcing that if you claim this lifetime or this timeline, really is what I'm trying to say, you will be blessed with majesty, vision and power. That's really beautiful. Let us see what the author intended with this beautiful card. The King of Unicorns has an open heart, third eye and crown. He is a mighty being, and this is a special card calling on you to stand in your power with dignity and majesty. Here's another beautiful affirmation. I act regally. Beautiful. Put the crown on your head. Be your own I'm going to say savior. Be your own majesty. Be the sovereign authority in your own life. Make sure that you look at healthy boundaries this year. How can you protect your inner kingdom from negativity and from lower vibrational energies and emotions and getting swept up by the crowd behavior, and be mindful to be more attuned with your own higher self and sovereignty in this year than any other person telling you what to do and how to do it. That is beautiful. Let's also look at that number 6. It is a step forward from the number 5, and the number 6 talks about love. This number indicates a need to see the world through the eyes of love and to remember at all times that only love is real. Everything else is illusion. When you look beyond the illusion to see the beauty in the world, you align yourself with source energy and the intentions of your soul. Because you attract what you are, when you see through the eyes of love, that is what will surround you in all areas of your life. This number also indicates a need to go within, to recognize and address any limiting thoughts and beliefs. that are holding you back from experiencing love. This is a time when you must ask yourself, am I truly open to giving and receiving love? Do I truly believe I am worthy of love? And do I really believe that love exists for me? Because love only comes when you believe that it exists, when you're open to giving and receiving, and when you know that you are worthy. I really think this is a very important point to raise here. Again, I'm going to use the analogy of looking at the news and seeing how the world is burning. And that is a contradiction to this message, right? But it really is a contradiction in what you believe. If you don't like the picture that the world is showing you, it is essential for you to go within and to begin to just look at your core beliefs, your values, and how that is aligned with your own future goals and living the life of your dreams and just experiencing love and abundance and freedom in your life. Even though the world is looking the way that it's looking now, it is because there are more people signed in and attuned to and supporting this conflict that we see in the world. Right versus wrong. I'm right, you wrong. What we resist will persist. So if anything comes to you in life that you don't agree with, that you don't resonate with, that you don't align with, instead of resisting it, because that same resistance is met with the exact same opposing energy, so we stay exactly where we are. That's why there's no forward momentum. Drop your energy away from what you resist. Try to become within you as neutral as possible. Not right, not wrong. Not absorbing, just observing. That is absolutely a motto for this time. Because the world out here cannot be fixed. It is the way it is because most people on the planet believe what they believe. This is the manifestation field of coherence for humanity, and right now we're in conflict with our own inner self, and until that conflict of self-worth, identity, connection with the divine, purpose for living and being here now at this time, until all these things come into alignment with universal love, unity, and peacefulness, prosperity, abundance for all, the world will continue to be this stormy sort of showcase. And the way that you go about changing that is to go within. Change your perspective of the world within. Change the way that you label things and the way that you are resisting what is because it's not looking the way that you believe it should be, in a way. So the only way to change that is to find acceptance within, try to neutralize highly polarized opinions and emotions and thoughts and vibrations, and bring it more to a neutral middle, so that these tumultuous timelines can begin to dissolve and drop away. How do we do that? Every time we choose a different reality and we step towards it through our action, our choices, our behavior, our thinking, and what we speak about it. We literally step into a different timeline. And the more of us that do that, the quicker change begins evident around our world. So the change begins with you, my dear friend, not with the president of a country or a group of people that seems to be the majority, because it's not the majority. It is just the way that we are shown through social media and things like that. And I want to add a little drop of caution here for the true new moon year in Aquarius. Yes, it brings freedom. Yes, it brings hope. Yes, it brings a beautiful vision for our future. But the problem is we are all plugged into our devices, our television, social media, news, and all of these things. And we are asked in the age of Aquarius to really become quiet and find your own inner voice. Because it is so easy to be drawn into mass thinking. And again, I'm going to link it here to group behavior versus or crowd behavior versus group consciousness. Group consciousness is what we're working towards in alignment and attunement and unity consciousness for the highest good of all, right? That is where we are trying to go to. But what we are experiencing is crowd behavior. And the crowd is the groups that you sign into, whether it be the news, politics, drama, conflict, all of the above. When you sign into these kind of group opinion and action and sort of orientation in thinking, you lose your personal identity. You assume the identity of that group behavior. And while you're in that group behavior, if you recognize that you really don't identify with where the crowd is going, you need to move away from that crowd. Otherwise, the crowd can turn on you and you become the victim of that crowd's zeal for believing what they believe, but it might not be truly aligned with your own heart and authenticity. So stand as a regal, sovereign being connected with your higher self, so that you can move with authenticity and with alignment with your own goals and dreams for 2026 and beyond, and begin to be the pathfinder rather than just following the crowd blindly. That is our biggest challenge, moving purely into the age of Aquarius, to not just lose our identity and to think for ourselves, to verify facts, and to really get to the bottom of international trends and movements that is blindly being followed simply because millions of people tend to subscribe, like, and exhibit the same behavior. Just because everyone is doing it doesn't mean it's right. Always remember that. Okay, so let's move on to the third card. Beautiful. I mean, all of these cards are beautiful. But this third card is the card of prosperity, and it links us with the number 7. I do like this 5, 6, 7. There is for me a chronological flow here. We're standing here under beautiful trees, and the unicorn and you are sitting here next to a beautiful chest of treasure, surrounded with a beautiful environment. And the message here is prosperity is flowing towards you, so be open to receiving it. Let's not miss our beautiful blessings in our life because we are so focused on other people's opinion, the direction that they are moving in, the things that they are doing that they find valuable and important. It is really important to go within yourself and listen to your own, what is important for me, what is valuable to me. And I like the fact that this chest and treasure is up here, because prosperity for me is really that abundance that is all around us. That is what, the promise of the future holds. But this treasure that you seek lies within the dark cave that you fear to enter. And the dark cave that we fear to enter, for me, is this metaphor or symbolic of our subconscious mind. All of the programming that we received since we came into this life through schooling, what we've learned from our parents and our peers and our community around us. We've been taught how to think, how to behave, what is acceptable, what is not. And somewhere in the midst of all of that programming to blend and fit in with the society that we are born into, we lose ourselves. We lose our self-identity. We lose our purpose. We lose our own voice, because we can very easily then pick up things that we're not meant to carry. Unworthiness, that you're in the way, that you're too loud, that you're too creative, that you're too this or too that, and we get hammered down whenever we're in a situation where we don't comply with the group behavior. Again, we come back to that. So I want to encourage you in 2026 to find this treasure, because it's already there. But we're so scared to look at these shadow aspects of ourselves and begin to work there. And sometimes I think there's a perception out there that shadow work or deep, psychological, mental, emotional healing work can be very traumatizing, can take a lot of time, effort, tears, and struggle. It can, if you choose for that experience to be like that, but it can also be instant, light, liberating, deeply, profoundly healing and empowering. The choice really is yours. Do you want to camp out at your misery, camp out in your trauma, camp out in your lower emotions and wallow in self-pity, depression, and not being empowered in your life? Or do you want to choose to just reconcile those experiences, recognize the story for what it is, just a story, and begin to tell yourself a different story? Because in that moment, you shift timelines, you shift your experience, and you begin to experience the life that is meant for you. So I know I can make this sound very light-hearted, and a lot of people are struggling with really challenging mental health issues. But that is where you align yourself with a good therapist and with positive people that believes in you, understands you, that can support you when you are struggling with self-messages of not being worthy, not being good enough, and that you are a victim of your past experiences, mistakes, and of neurosis. We can give all of our power away every day to this and remain the victim, and then this card remains elusive for you as well, because nobody can give you what you are seeking on this planet. They can only be guides and point the way. I'm also just a guide pointing the way, but you have to walk the path, you have to walk the journey, you have to do the work, you have to face yourself and go within. And if you take hands with people that can support you and offer you a safe environment and community like I'm doing and providing for you guys, then it is possible to begin to give yourself the benefit of the doubt and to begin to believe in yourself and to begin to take small baby steps. It doesn't have to be a sprint, it doesn't have to be a run, it can be slow and steady wins the race. I didn't get to where I am today overnight. This has been a journey of 54 years, and I'm very grateful for this journey. And if you know me at all, where I started, where I am now, I'm a completely different person, a completely different being, because one step at a time I've liberated myself from a lot of unworthiness, shame, guilt, depression, sadness, anxiety, and the idea that I must work very hard to remain safe and to receive any kind of blessing or miracle in my life. So I'm so grateful for this journey, and I'm grateful that I heard these messages before and that I acted upon them, because now, looking back at the granary of my life, I recognize that I have overcome so much, I have come so far, and the only person that was there for me through it all was me. I had to do the work, I had to go within, but along the way I was surrounded with a great crowd of witnesses that cheered me on, that believe in me, that give me the benefit of the doubt so that I can experience my worthiness in order to open this beautiful chest of treasure. So that is really lovely. So let's quickly look at the number 7. Really powerful number. And the number 7 talks about personal growth. This number indicates a time of significant growth and improvement, when you are being encouraged to be the best that you can be. This is a time to ask yourself, who am I? What do I want from my life? And what is preventing me from achieving it? When you ask yourself these questions, observe whatever comes up. Then acknowledge your mental and physical limitations, set realistic goals for overcoming them, and then take the necessary steps to follow through. With desire and determination, you can reach your full potential. By drawing this number, you are being encouraged to investigate anything that helps raise your conscious awareness and enhances your self-esteem. It may be a book, it may be a CD, an online seminar, a workshop, a health program, meditation, my art journeys on Patreon. Whatever positive step you take forward, it's important that you recognize whatever suits your needs to help you go forward. That is personal growth that you need to chase this year, and to step in this direction, regardless of what it is, will set you up for life. A beautiful affirmation here is, as I improve myself, I improve the circumstances of my life. And I'm going to take that further. As you do these two, you also change the world to a better place. Think of it like this. If every single human being on the planet today does just what I've read to you now, go within, do the inner work, begin to grow personally, recognize where we are selfish, self-centered, and where our attitudes and actions and habits is not aligned with the highest good for everyone, where it is selfish and self-centered and it repeats. If everyone does this, can you imagine how we will transform our planet from hell to heaven on earth overnight? It literally will. And unfortunately, you can't force anyone to grow personally. You can't force people to recognize their limitations and their negative orientations or beliefs anchored in ideas that does not serve our highest good. Unfortunately, we can only do that ourselves. And I think that is where the frustration comes in, when we go outward and we begin to resist forces that be and actions and decisions of crowds that we don't subscribe to. It's impossible to change it there at the point of absolute conflict. So the only place where we can do it, there's always the third choice between the two obvious energies that collide, and that is to drop both polarizing points completely, because neither of the one is correct. It's that inner neutral point where we recognize that the change needs to happen within me, within my life, within my mindset, within my choices and the way that I show up in the world. That is how we begin to change the world. The good news is thousands, millions of people around the planet are actually doing the work, are showing up authentically and in alignment with a future that is for the highest good of all. And that is why we are still here today. Think of it in that way. The reason why you woke up today is because there, I believe, are more people in alignment with positive growth and change on our planet than there are people that is absolutely committed to making the end of the world happen. They are so committed in their thinking, in their believing that the end must come for any change to happen, that they are literally manifesting it. But one positive, aligned, authentic, sovereign being has far more energy available to them than a person that is stuck in negativity, self-pity and in darkness. thank the heavens for that. Because if it wasn't for that, I do believe that we would have seen the end long time ago. But here's another reminder. Every day is the end of the world, and every morning is the beginning of a new world. Isn't that miraculous as well? Thank heavens for that. So that is really powerful, and I hope that 2026 will be a year of alignment, personal growth, and inward journey for you, to really allow this refiner's fire to transform and burn away what no longer serves, and help us to step into authenticity, sovereignty, alignment with universal love and abundance, and begin to create heaven on earth. The choice, however, is all yours. So let's look at this beautiful deck of Saundra. And for me, I'm just going to draw one card here, and I'm asking the universe for a creative action step card that will help us to embody this action step of self-worth and self-healing and personal growth and alignment with our own higher truth, so that we can show up the way that it was meant for us to show up, and to anchor this beautiful, creative, loving and peaceful energy for 2026. Right, let's see what the creative cards reveal. Lotus flower, strength, resilience, confidence, rebirth, and beauty. Now, the lotus, wow, what a beautiful, beautiful symbol this is. No mud, no lotus. Think of it like that. The lotus flower grows out of mud, muddy, dark water, and you can use that metaphorically and symbolically as the mud of your life. The troubles, the trials, the tribulations, the failures, the everything that we sort of think defines us. If we begin to use it as compost and as a fertile ground to begin to grow out of, then that is exactly what forms. This beautiful lotus bud starts to rise out of this murky, muddy water, and it goes to the surface of the water, breaking free from the slime that is sitting on the surface of the lake. And within, when that bloom opens, it is clean, it is free, it is beautiful, and it reflects the beautiful sunlight, being nourished, and it grows strong and beautiful with the most amazing aroma, and we begin to flourish. So this is my beautiful creative challenge for you. Maybe paint this symbol. Create your own lotus painting, whether it be simple, a doodle, or a grand painting, that's up to you. Maybe take it to your art journal and use this as a mindfulness meditation to create a lotus flower to remind you to go within and to look at the mud of your life as treasure. Look at the mud of your life as an opportunity to grow from that, to be sustained from that, and to become strong and aligned from that. So this is a beautiful, beautiful reading for this new moon in Aquarius as we step into the fiery year of the horse. And I want to invite you along for the journey. So thank you for spending some time with me on a spiritual note. I do want to encourage you to check out my spirit animal art journey that is available exclusively to my Patreon, where we are painting the horse, and the horse energy is here to gallop into a different direction, and the choice is all, of course, up to you. So check out my Patreon, and if you are already on my Patreon, maybe you're a free member and you want to engage in this amazing art journey ahead, then upgrade to my Transfiguration tier and begin to enjoy, because the classes are already, episodes are already releasing one at a time. So there's plenty for you to get into already as we step into this powerful New Year energy. So I'll see you guys on the other side. Bye bye for now.